when this was happening, like back home in Montreal, a lot of people were calling us biters and stuff, you know.
What the
And so it's crazy, bro, because we were younger. So at one point, it was getting to our mind, you know. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, we were kind of getting pissed because you know when you call somebody a biter, it's almost like you're calling him a liar, you know, something like
Right.
this, you know.
Right, right,
So
right. Salute to the subscribers, those that live beyond the cipher. I am your host, Illskillz. This is Beyond the Cypher, the podcast that shows the humanity and the superhuman. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons. They cost you nothing. Today, for episode 30, Flow on Ice, we have from Finland, by way of Montreal, Quebec, a true ambassador of the Canadian scene. He's a director at Breaking Canada, and he represents the Sweet Technique crew. Bboy Vicious. Welcome to the show, Vicious. How you doing, my man?
what up, bro? Thanks for having me on the show. Beyond the Cypher. I like the title,
I
but
appreciate it,
that's
man.
good.
It's kind of like a double entendre, right? So we want to talk about things inside of breaking, but we want to talk also about things outside of breaking anytime we can. And also, the cipher is where we are. You know what I'm saying? And beyond the cipher, because it's like we had this tagline: "Show the humanity and the superhuman." Right? The
Totally.
superhuman being the dancers who do these amazing things, physical things with their bodies, but they also have a human side that they really don't always get to share. You know
For
what I'm
sure.
saying? A lot of times
Totally.
people are just like, "Yo, Vicious is dope. I want to know how he learned, like how he executes a move." You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But me being older, I'm in my 40s, early 40s. Like, okay, you're dope, but I also want to know, like, what kind of person is Vicious? You know what I'm saying? What does he got going on in life? What has been his contributions? How does he see the culture? So on and so
yeah.
forth. I think that's a better conversation than how did he hit that air flare? You know what I'm saying?
No, for
No
sure, for
doubt.
sure.
But okay, so traditionally, I start by just asking, how did you get into breaking? But we have a bigger issue, Vicious. We got a big one. Sugar Kicks at the Red Bull BC1 gets defeated by Flea Rock. And there's a clear line that gets divided down the breaking scene. Half of the people are like, "Oh man, he beat Sugar Kicks. He brought that real b-boy in, that, you know what I'm saying, the essence." And the other half is like, "Damn that, Sugar Kicks was killing those moves. This is today's breaking. I don't care if he brought out the air guns. Sugar Kicks got robbed." Where
That's
do
funny.
you fall? Now I know this is your boy, so I don't want him coming after you if
No,
you know
no,
what I'm
no, no,
saying,
no,
if you
no,
don't
no.
side with him. But how did you see that one?
But that's funny you say that. It's like a big issues for everybody except probably Flea and Shige Kicks. They don't, they're already over it, and people are still talking about it. But yeah, bro. I mean, like many sides. Like first of all, what's cool about that question is like I happened to be there on the spot, you know, so I got
Oh
to see
snap!
it like live and not
Wow.
over the footage. So like in every like jam, bro, when you see in footage, it's not the same feeling that in person, you know. Like as cliche as it can sound, like first of all, it was my first BC1. Like they invite me for the crew battle at the camp, so we were able to stay there until the world finals. So we are like, yo, let's go check it out, you know. And bro, when it happened, like we were cheering. Flea is like a like living legend, you know, for so many years breaking. So and it's funny how like being for so long in the scene, he was like the underdog, you know.
Right.
It's almost weird to say because he's been breaking for more than like Shige Kicks, and Shige Kicks should be the underdog, but I guess because it's Red Bull, they put it like, oh, Flea Rock is the underdog. Like, man, he's been there for years, you know. So, anyways, a lot of people were like, he's gonna lose that battle. He's gonna lose that battle. Like, I'm like, okay, because the technique and maybe the big stage, but bro, on the spot, like seeing Flea, like bug out with the little gun stuff, just to see him bug out, and he was somehow with the beat, and you know that okay, this is the big Red Bull stage, but yo, he killed it, and the whole like place, bro. It was like a huge arena. Like they were like standing up, you know, and it was a moment even for us, like honestly, like even though it was the Red Bull, at one point you're just sitting and it's like, all right, like we're still watching breaking, and sometimes you just don't move, you don't react. But bro, on that moment we're like, I'm holding my friend, we're like, whoa, please, like, so it was that vibe, man, for me. Like, and I don't take out on anything from Shigekix. He's my little homie too. Like, I know both of them on a different level. They're not like my close brothers, but you know, I know these guys. We talk and stuff, and I respect what they both do. You know, and yeah, like on the moment, yeah, my opinion don't mean nothing right now, because what happened is Flea Rock won that, and it was that moment. It was his moment, and whatever I have to say or whatever other people have to say, you cannot take that away of that moment. You know, that was not your moment; it's their moment between them. You know, so yo, overall respect to both of them. You know, they brought the heat, and like I said, I'm sure like they're already over that stuff. You know, like but yeah, for me it was like that. Like yeah, even though there was a winner, it was Flea Rock moment, but I don't have favoritism on this. You know, it was just like respect to both of them.
Respect
overall.
to both of them. And it's funny that you say that because I'm also I mean I'm a b-boy but and not a rapper, but I'm a fan of that battle rap, and they have a term that they say on cam and in the building. And like they'll be like, "Oh, when you watch it back, you're going to say such and such won, but if you was in the building, then you'll say the other dude won," because you're right. There is a feeling of being there and the vibe of the room and somebody who's been breaking and doing this as long as Flea Rock, they know it. They're like they know how to control the crowd. They know how to present that that aura that you can only feel if you right there. So word up on that.
Oh, for real, bro. And it's not easy. Like again, like to not take credits on anybody, but you know, like let's say Flea was doing the gun things. That's it was a little bit like how do you say, like a theatrical, let's say, or like some gimmicks, let's say, you know, without any disrespect. But see, like me, if I would start doing that stuff, like it wouldn't come so good like that, you know.
Right.
So I respect that game, like to brought that on the stage and pull it through, you know, because let's say I'm there, if me the way I dance, I start doing this, it would have come off all wrong probably. So I rather stick to what I know to do, you know. But that's what Flea knows how to do, to play around and like be spontaneous, you know. So respect to that too. Like even though people are like, oh, but the other guy was doing like harder moves or whatever, it's like trust to be able to come with that like character presence moment in the spot. It's hard too. Like it's your personality, it's you, you know. It's like not easy for you, especially with all that big stage and cameras and pressure, whatever, you know. So yeah.
And now we get to the traditional question. Vicious, how did you, sir, get into breaking and hip hop culture?
Yeah. Damn, bro, this is like, it brings me way back. Like I got into breaking like literally in elementary school, you know, like without really knowing what I was doing, just something cool, you know. You're like, I there was this, my friend's older brother, he was doing some handstands, and I'm talking way back, like that's around like maybe 98, my bad, I was gonna go crazy. Yeah, around 97, 98, you know, like and then it was just, yeah, bro, like between our friends. I live in so I'm from Montreal, but I'm from the suburb of Montreal, like the city called Brossard. So it's like a little like city, you know, like, and everybody knows each other in the neighborhood, and we all go to the same school. And it was that, bro, like after school playing basketball, like at the backyard like court of the school. Then everybody meets there, and then you had people that breaks, and like it was in the neighborhood. Even if it was not only there, like there was a place too at my friends, like so he's actually one of my crew member, Bboy Al Pacino. Like we used to go to his place, like on the parking lot next to his house. We put a cardboard, and you know, it was like a thing. Like when I was a kid, breaking was a thing. Like we have to do the windmills like this. and try to catch the chair freeze. And we had no information. It was just from people we know, like and that was funny too, because when you were younger, like you couldn't really hang out with the older ones. And that was like, I don't know, it was a little thing back then. And the older ones, they were like better in breaking, and they were like they're the cool guys, oh, the older brothers, they don't want to hang out with their little brothers when they are like, stuff like this. It was something like this. And I didn't have older brother at that time. I mean, I do have, but like saying, because I had my best friend Al Pacino, his older brother, which is in my crew too, B-Boy Pirate, he was pulling like crazy flares and air gravity. And we were just like, yo, we want to come. But he was like, nah, you guys are like, young and stuff. So, bro, that was back then. And like I said, like no internet, no information. But there was this tape. And that's interesting because I found out later, years after, what that tape was, But one of our friends, B-Boy T-Rex, I'm just dropping names right now, but those names,
for it.
Those names, they were my crew. Like they're not that active, but yeah, right now I dropped like Al Pacino, Pirate, and T-Rex. So T-Rex, he had that tape. It was like a white box with a graffiti, and it was Breakaway Volume 1.
For all the true B-boys and B-girls out there, check it out. Break away, y'all.
Break away, y'all.
Break. Break away.
Wow.
If not one, is Volume 2. But in that tape, that you had a bunch of people. It was like Mr. Wiggles tape.
Oh.
Yes, and at that time I didn't know, but like he's in that tape, and it was Mr. Wiggles when he went, I think, to Europe, and he went to film like the actual Force B-Boys. There was some people from Battle Squad, like, so you like quick like that, like there was like Maurizio, like David Colas, and like I forget other names, but like Karim Barouche for sure. I think Gabin.
Yeah, rest in peace to him.
Yeah, rest in peace to him, But at that time, I had no idea about those names. I found out later, and Mr. Wiggles too was in that tape, but we were just copying, like, literally everything we saw. We're like, oh shit, this, And it's funny because even at one point we had beef, like, between us, because they were like, I got called out like that I was biting everything from the tape, And it was crazy, bro, because like that was elementary school, and through that summer vacation when we went to high school, like bro, there were ciphers in high school. So when I went when I went to that like switch from elementary to high school, like I saw the older ones there, and I recognized the faces. So I was like, yo, I went and I called them out, like, like, let's go, let's break. But they were cool at that time. Then it was like more chill. But that was my like childhood of breaking, and I didn't know nothing about Montreal City, the scene yet. It was just in my little neighborhood, from like the court park, the school, then high school, the tape. It was my little years, bro. Like that's why I love breaking, I guess, today, because even at one point I stopped, you know, like, and I stopped like a kid that I don't know stops going to the park and then I want to do something else, you know, like I went more into the sports and then just like going to little like 14, 18 clubs, like, you know, like different vibe now, like then later on, like after my phase of just chilling and like hanging out, being like a teenager, whatever, then I met Montreal scene.
And what is the Montreal scene like when you get into it? Because like you were saying, you had the kind of like, you know, you were breaking and it was cool, it was new, you were young, and then you were like, okay, well, I'm gonna go do regular teenage stuff for a while. But I'm assuming that when you say you find the Montreal scene, you're talking about the actual like the competitive, you know, ciphering, competing, excuse me, that scene. What is that scene like when you step into it? And what year is it?
Like, so when I really met the scene myself alone, it was in 2006. So I had a gap from like, let's say from 2003. At 2003, I was not into like, I was that Latino guy that can do windmills, but, you know, like at the house parties and stuff, you know.
Right,
But I was really,
they'd be like, Victor, hit that windmill real quick. Hit that
yeah,
windmill.
yeah, 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 yeah. Like no jokes, it was really that, bro. Because at that time, I was not hanging out with my homies from my neighborhood anymore. Like I was not like going to the park or like no more basketball. It was just like I don't know, hanging out but getting into trouble at the same time. Like really quick. Like I had issues with the law at one point, you know. So I had to make choices, and like as cliche as it can sound, like kind of the dancing took me out, like to and not, I don't want to say like, oh yeah, breaking saved me, but it was the environment of being surrounded with different people, you know, that when I did something bad, then they were like, yo, bro, like what happened? Like, yo, I know you're a good person, like just, you know, stay with us and stuff. So I
A
just
support system.
yeah. So I have to give shout out to those people that they kind of like they were believing in me or something. They were supportive, like and yeah, but yeah, then like I said, that was the 2006. I went to my first jam. It was Eye of the Tiger. The jam. It was called Eye of the Tiger.
Okay.
And it was organized by a b-boy from Montreal. His name was Bboy Tiger. So I went there.
Is
Yeah.
that that's not the Asian? Is he Asian?
Yeah, like Cambodian.
Yeah, and I think I saw some stuff of him like doing some blog type things on the internet. He seems like a wild dude. I've never met him, but he seemed like
I
a
was
wild
gonna
dude.
say so, but I don't want to get like into trouble. But he's my boy. Like he's my boy. I have to show like respect to Tiger because he was the guy that was kind of inspiring me, like to I don't know, to be like there in the scene. Like I mean, he was the guy that you had to beat to make a name. You know, at one point I'm like, okay, if I want to be somebody, I have to win against him. You know, like and stuff like this. But I was looking up to him, like I went to his jam and he was like noticing us and he was like, yeah, you guys should come, da. But like, yeah, I mean, now he's in another vibe, and like you say, maybe he's a little bit wild, but I think he's that person that like he wants his respect now, you know, and time has like gone and the scene has changed, and I understand him how he can feel like a little bit. He feels like maybe he's left behind, you know. But at the end of the day, like I have love for him, I have respect, like, you know, I never forget like who was there supporting me, believing in me from the beginning, you know, and Tiger was one of them. Like because I have people that they didn't like me at first and now they're like, yo, you're dope, I like you. I'm like, hey, you're like shady a little bit, you know, like, but that's
Gotta
me. I
watch
don't know,
out for
like
those guys.
Tiger and many other people, like there was like they were there from the start, like just believing in us and motivating us. But yeah, bro, that was my first jam. It was Tiger's jam. It was downtown of Montreal. I didn't even pass the prelims, you know, so I'm sitting on the crowd and just enjoying the show.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And I started from scratch, bro, like, you know, like, so, and then I went back and actually I went to some practice spot too in the city. There was this place called YMCA. And every Friday at 8 there was practice. I think until today there's still those practices. It's been like more than 10, 15 years maybe.
Wow.
And yeah, like places like this kept the scene alive for sure, like YMCA. What else? I used to go to Cafe Graffiti. That was my spot. It was more raw, and there was local people there, like it's like local living legends, like my man Omegatron from Tactical Crew. He's actually Street Technique as well. Like yeah, Omegatron used to run this studio. Like it was not a studio, but it was like a community center somehow, but like for graffiti writers. And it was cool because every Wednesday and Saturday we were able to move the tables and just break there, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, Cafe Graffiti, man. That's like I am who I am like today because of that place. Because I was able to go practice there, you know, and it was like, and I was from the suburb, and they were like, "Yo, come to the city, man, come!" Like they were welcoming me with the open arms, and yeah, my crew, we used to go a lot to Cafe Graffiti. Like sadly, this place has shut down now.
I was just gonna ask you, is it still around?
Bro, like it was sad because after 11 years, it shut down. But somehow my homie, like he find a new place, a new community center, like in a different area. And the same people that was going there, they're going there now. And actually it's a bigger place. It's like, it's more chill, but no, it's nice. Like, because the same people are there, so the vibe is there. But Cafe Graffiti, like, you know the name Cafe Graffiti, you know.
It just sounds dope. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like that perfect wooden floor, not too big, not too small, and it was like the ritual. Like every Wednesday, every Sunday, like you just show up. You don't even need to call. Like you just like, you knew that from 7 to a certain time, Wednesday and Sunday, there was gonna be breaking there, you know.
Dope.
But,
Now,
yeah.
as long as you've been in the scene, because you've been around, like you said, you started in the late 90s, even with that break, that was only 3 years. So you've been in this game for a minute. Who would you say, like, as you started to do your research on your own city and your scene, who would you give the honor of being the architects of the Montreal scene?
Word, for sure. So you know, when I was telling you that I was in Brassard and young kid, and like, you know, just being surrounded, I was hearing stories because the older guys, they were going to Montreal every Friday, and they were going to that place called Côte des Neiges. So that's the area, Côte des Neiges in Montreal, and that was a practice spot by Floor Rock crew. So Floor Rock is one of like those like architect names of Montreal. And as well tactical, like from my friend Omegatron. So, but that's like for sure there was maybe other names, but I'm telling you from when I first like starting hearing those, it was Flow Rock. That was like the guys with style and flow. And I was hearing that Tactical, they were more about power moves and trick. And I think there was a lot of like Rasta guys, you know, in Tactical, like with big Rasta and doing like crazy flares and windmills. So those the stories I was hearing until I met them, you know. But Flow Rock and Tactical, there was those big names, and then under you had the Red Mask. Red Mask crew, they were kind of like I think there was some younger brothers from Tactical, you know.
And that crew I've actually heard of. I've heard of Red Mask before.
Yeah. Red Mask, when I came in the scene, they were kind of like killing it. I think they were rep in Chicago. Like they went a little bit abroad. And then you had Illmatic Styles as well. And that's the crew from, I mean, you probably heard of Lazy Legs, Bboy Lazy Legs.
Mm-hmm.
So Lazy Legs crew, there was like Decoy, Fluid, I'm just dropping names right now, but Bboy City. Those are like our hometown heroes, you know?
Okay.
And yeah, in Red Mask, you had like Bboy Rocket, Dingo, Octofoot, Thunderblast. And yeah, bro, like for me, that was the names I hear a lot, you know, like Flow Rock, Tactical, Red Mask, Illmatic Styles, from my generation coming up in 2006, you know. So they were the heavy hitters. But then of course, before that, like, because I met these guys and you know, when you get into the culture, you want to learn more about the history. So I was kind of digging, asking questions, and I heard about this crew called Illegal Combination.
Perfectionist. Walking down the street. You come to my realm.
thought the name was so dope.
Yeah, that does sound dope.
You know, and I have to give shout out to my boy Shadow Kid. Like I met one of the guys and now he's my boy. Like it's dope that I can say that. But Shadow Kid, he was an illegal combination. But these guys, they were really like from the hood, you know, like not playing like the fake card, like you know how people can get hood, but they're really nice people, like illegal combination. They were really from the street but they were dope and the dope style. So yeah, quick like that, bro. Those are the names. Of course, before Flow Rock, I heard about New Energy. So New Energy crew, that's the crew of one of our OGs. So our main OG in Montreal, it's DKC, Bboy DKC Freeze. I don't know if you heard about him.
DKC Freeze?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do my research.
Yeah. No, I feel you. But for us, this is our OG today. I mean, even though there's people coming up right now, you know, like on that like level of OG. But DKC's been there for many years. He's one of the first, I think, Montreal b-boys. Not the only one, but one of them. And his first crew was New Energy. So he did New Energy, and then after he created Flow Rock, and that was like the big, you know, like because actually. Then so on and so on. Flow Rock became Fresh Format. I don't know if you heard about Fresh Format.
Yeah, I've heard of Fresh Format, yeah.
Yes. So some members created Fresh Format, and then Red Mask and Ill Mask, they created Ill Mask.
Okay.
And then things were going like this. Tactical kind of like separate away, but like their members are still there. Some people are just like family people, like they have kids and stuff. Like Jonas is like Omegatron is the only one I think that is the most active. Other people still dance for themselves, you know. They're less like competitive. But actually now, bro, now that I'm 35, you know, like I realize that there's not much people from my generation that are so competitive like that, you know. For sure, like people still dance for themselves. If you go to Montreal at some like outdoor sessions in the summer, you'll see people are fresh and stuff, like they're older, but they're just less competitive, you know. They're less hungry for that side, which me, I'm like, I don't know, I always been hungry for like the jams and the battles, and I like Cypher as well, but like yeah.
No doubt. And then at some point we get a crew called Sweet Technique. Now, is that a crew that you are a founding member of, or is that a crew you joined? And what's the history there?
Yo, that's dope. It's true, because it's cool to like say all the names, and then like you said, and then you had Sweet Technique, and it's true. Like, you know, sometimes I would like to hear like that perspective from somebody else, and not just because I don't want to like give ourselves flowers like this, you know, but like I wish sometimes that you interview somebody, it's like, hey, can you tell us about Sweet Technique? Like, you
No
know?
doubt, no
But
doubt.
no, but yeah, like with all the respect, of course. So Sweet Technique, I started that with so I started Sweet Technique with Al Pacino. I was telling you before, and Pirate, because in 2006, so Sweet Technique is since 2006. We wanted to have a name, you know, when we were going to Montreal, like, oh, how are we gonna call ourselves? And it came out of a joke, out of nowhere. Like we were listening to the Eric B song, you know, like don't sweat the technique.
Don't sweat the technique. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, there was this beat. This was like we had a CD, and in that CD we had a lot of break beats and stuff, the old school stuff. But when this was coming up, we were always like, it was hype, you know. That was our hype track. And I don't know, I was going to some, like at that time we started getting the internet. Only my friend had internet, so we were going to his place to check some stuff. And we were bugging out on some website. It was called sweet.com. So it was sweet with 3E.
Oh, okay.
And that was like some, you know, South Park, the TV show?
Yeah.
It was some like website that it brings you to some South Park like world. And like they was doing some wallpapers of like, you had like Star Wars of Cartman. You had like, you know, the Matrix. It was like Stan. You know, they were doing stuff like this. So we were, every time we were going like, yo, let's go check what they have new. And like that, bro, from the website to the beat, it out of nowhere, like Sweet Technique came. And it's funny, bro, because later on when it started to become like kind of like a name and famous, I was like, wait, are we really gonna call ourselves like that? I was like, Sweet Technique. I was like, somehow I was like, wait, it would be dope, something more like, I don't know, like sweet. It felt like, hey, sweet, you know?
Right. You didn't want people to try to use it against you.
Something like this, you know? But through the years, like I wouldn't change it now, of course, you know. It's like, it's crazy that we're there now with that name. But yeah, bro, since 2006, started the crew, and yeah, until today. I mean, there's been a little bit of history with that crew. Like it's been like we were like 9 members, and then it was like on and off. I was a lot with Pirate and Al Pacino. Then they kind of stopped, you know. And basically, when I say stop, they just stopped being down to compete. So, and me, I was always like, yo, let's go, you know. And I think when sometimes you're forcing it too much to want, let's go battle, like, you know, you kind of push them away, you know. And then I was hyped with my other crew members. It was Bboy Six Step and Bboy T-Rex. And that was like, yeah, that was more like 2008, 2009. 2007, 2008, 2009. It was funny because Sweet Technique is really not a crew of like routines.
Okay.
But
it's
that
all
time,
individual like solos, right?
Yeah, somehow. But that time in 2008, 2009, we were so about routines, like with my boys and the Flair and Promo too.
Right.
But,
now I gotta ask,
actually,
before you get into that, I gotta ask. So what influenced you guys to go like straight routines? Was it like just watching Battle of the Year and how the crews, you know, how those top crews performed, or was it watching crews like Massive Monkeys, or who was influencing you guys like, yo, we need these routines?
Yo, that's funny you say, bro, because no, we didn't. Like, actually, I didn't even know about Massive Monkeys there at that time. But what was our thing about the routines, man? I guess it was just like being in some jams and seeing some competitions. There was like a moment that people were doing routines, and that time too, like we were like dressing the same, you know. We had this like yellow jersey, so maybe we got caught up on that, like a trend, like without really knowing. But we started doing like some routines, and we were just thinking like, yo, let's keep it fresh, like not too like I don't know, like not too like funny or whatever, you know. Just like let's keep it like breaking, even if it's routine or something like this. But it was going well. We were like, it was nice. It was just 3, so between 3 we do some routines, or sometimes 2 on 2 with my boy. like routines, commando-ish, you know, something like
Right.
this.
Those can be it done properly. Those can be atomic bombs in a competition.
Yeah. Like especially when you're in a group, depending like of the situation and the jam. But yeah, and even like Flair and promo, the we put Flair and promo down Sweet Technique in like 2008, and somehow at that time they were on about routines as well. Like they were the two kids that they're killing it with routines, and it was like super sharp with like little moves on and like there and there. So then we combine all this together. At one point there was this exhibition battle. Oh damn, there was this crew, like I didn't say, Area 51. So Area 51 is a crew from Montreal. And one time there was this exhibition battle. It was Sweet Technique versus Area. And that was like, you know, we started off with some routines, and like Flair and promo killed that stuff. And me and T-Rex, like, yeah, those were the years of like crew battles. Like, because nowadays it has changed, bro. Like there's so many events with the one-on-ones, and like I don't know, like a lot of people like kind of like, and I guess not everybody's hyped to compete anymore. So I don't know, it's different. But like me and my crew, we're only 3, but still we stick together even if we're not 10. Like and even if we're like kind of like part away now that I'm in Finland and stuff, like we're still there. Like the like there's this type of energy like between us that I guess we're just hungry to keep repping and stuff. But yeah, like that was just a phase with Flo and promo. They had little moments of routine, but then when we really got together, the 3 of us, we were not into routines like that anymore. We were just like, okay, it was straight skills. Like, let's break and let's level up our skills, you know. Like, and at one point we were even saying like, let's do rounds that can like beat routines. Like, we were really saying.
Oh, okay. That. So you went from let's do the routine to let's create some rounds that are routine killers.
No, I mean, like, let's just do like proper rounds that if somebody throws a routine, we just go kill with 1 round, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean by routine killer. Yeah, you like, okay, you guys got a routine.
Killer. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's dope. What I was gonna say is now, you guys have been everywhere, man. I've seen you guys competing in the States. I've seen you guys, of course, competing in your own country, over in like overseas in Europe and things like that. What would you say are some of your most memorable moments? And like during this show, I just think it's really important to highlight those important crew moments, because to me, it seems like we have went through and maybe are still in this individual phase where it's all about like the individual. And I think sometimes highlighting those crew moments that can only happen amongst crew members is pretty dope. So what would you say are some of the memorable things that have happened to you through being a part of Sweet Technique?
Yeah, bro, like, not to how do you say, vent myself, but there's been a lot. Like, the thing is, like, coming from Montreal, you know, and let's say doing everything we did, it was like huge for us, because it's like I have many things that it's been the first time, you know. So it was like the first time I went to Boston.
Okay, all right, bitches, what you got? We got Flavor Squad. Oh.
like I win the jam, and I'm with like El Nino and like Ross from Flavor Squad, like Naughty One from Rivers Crew Korea, and that was like you never seen a guy from Montreal like rolling with these guys, you know. And these guys were my boys, like, because I was part of Flavor Squad, so that was like, whoa, this is the first time, and they give me the board, like it was like a graffiti. That was the prize. I come back home on the board. It's my first time in the States, and I'm like, whoa, you know. So that was one of them, like, and even, you know, in Street Technique, like at one point there was no leader, like between me, Flo, and Promo, we were all one, you know. So I remember that story too. Like I don't want to talk for him, but like when one of us wins something, we were all winning, you know. So that was a memorable moment for me. But Flair didn't win, but he went to the Skill Methods anniversary. And I think he was 13. I was not there, but bro, he killed it. He made it to the semifinals. And that was the first time like a kid from Montreal, he's 13 years old at the Skill Methods anniversary. And actually at that time, there was the, you know, Strife TV that they became dance and stuff. Yo, Strife TV film, and they had footage of Flair, and we're like, yo, Flair is on Strife TV. That was like huge for the scene, you know, like, so, and that was around that time, like 2010, 2011. And like me, I went to Boston 2011. And then what else? We had like, then, yeah, we start rolling in the States. So with Flair and Promo, we started to go a lot to Florida, to Orlando, to the B-Boy spot. Actually, we were like really close with Mex One, rest in peace.
Rest in peace to
like,
him, yeah.
Mex was like, you know, like so nice with us. Like he was like, yo, come to the studio. And we were friends too we became friends with the My 180 guys. So our boy Insight, we used to go to Orlando. We stay at Insights, you know, like he let us be there. We roll with Keeves, with like, oh my God, like Curious, you know, like all the old school, like My 180, like a React. He was not there at the time, but of course there was Kuzo, you know, and
who used to be one of my favorites when he was active. Oh yeah, man, that dude was ill.
Yeah. But he was not in Orlando during that time. But there was our homie. He was a new member at that time. Adrian, like, and now he's a killer with the camera and stuff. Like he still breaks. But yeah, bro, we were going a lot to Orlando. And just being like, just having that connection with, like, you know, Florida scene. And at that time, like, My 180 was like, whoa, you know, and we're like, yo, they're our friends. And so those little moments for us, it was huge. Like, it was like, you know, they were like, yo, you guys are dope. And I was like, what? You guys think we're dope? Like, you guys are dope, you know? And
right.
Stuff like, so it was really building our, like, confidence. And so then when we were hitting the floor, you know, we were so like, we were believing in ourselves, because we're like, yo, the guys from My 180, they think we're dope. So whatever we do, we just felt like, and it was no easy props, like, you know, like it was like straight, like, because between me and Fleo and Promo, we never give each other easy props, you know. So I guess that was the thing, that when we go outside, people, they're like, hey, they have something here, you know.
Right.
But,
those positive affirmations can be very, you know, very impactful, because it's like you're doing this thing and you feel good about yourself. Your boys, you know, you and your crew, you guys are like, yo, that's dope. Okay, change that. That's kind of whack, blah, blah, blah. But then when somebody you look up to also says, yo, that's dope, it's like, oh, well, I'm about to go kill this dude across from me because some dude that I respect said I'm dope. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I totally 1,000% know exactly what you mean.
No,
yeah.
and when this was happening, like back home in Montreal, a lot of people were calling us biters and stuff, you know? and so it's crazy, bro, because we were younger. So at one point it was getting to our mind, you know? It's like, damn, we were kind of getting pissed because, you know, when when you call somebody a biter, it's almost like you're calling him a liar, you know, something like
Right.
this, you know.
Right.
So we were like, what, man? Like between each other, we don't lie to each other. Like if my boy does something, I'm gonna tell him like, yo, bro, that's somebody else's move. So like when a stranger comes and he calls you a biter, I'm like, yo, you don't know my life, you know, like what do you mean?
Right.
But
So
then,
wait, are you guys like, you know, not? It seems like a lot of times the crew that makes it out of a scene by default becomes one of the most hated in the scene, in their local scene. Is that the story of Sweet Technique? Like you guys were dope. Oh, these guys are good, and then you start to make a name for yourself, and it's like, no, these dudes are whack.
There was a moment, like at one point, like there was really that like little like phase, like because we were going a lot to the States, and then you even had people from our hometown, like without dropping names, but they were like, oh yeah, you guys are Americans now, like, you know, like stuff like this, like, you know, like, and I'm like, what? Like, and like it sucks because when we're out there, we rep so much like our hometown. We're like, yo, we're from Montreal, and especially like at that time too, like I said, we're from Montreal. When you say from Canada, they automatically think, oh, Toronto. Or, like, nah, we're Montreal. Like, where's Montreal? They had no idea. So we were really like almost with a flag, like we're from Montreal.
with
like,
the blue and white flag.
Yeah, you know, just giving you like the example, but we're not doing that. But
no, I feel you.
yeah, you know, but it was like that. So when people were like, yeah, no, we're like, it was almost like, man, like you have no idea, like how we're like, we talk about our local scene, like, yo, we have these guys, I wish you meet him. We have our friend, he doesn't travel, but he's dope. And we were dropping names, even though they didn't know who we're talking about. We were dropping names, but we can talk about this later because that's why we did Skillzometer as well, because we started bringing people to Montreal, and then we had like big legends meeting our OGs and our pioneers, like, and then like actually when that little phase of like I said, let's talk about that part later, but that little phase we had about people kind of hating and stuff, all that stopped when we won Outbreak, the World Finals, you know.
Oh.
Montreal! Vicious, ready? When Vicious says sweet to me, you go. And we won't go, Vicious. Let's keep it going. We're all together, guys, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Time! One more. If it's the time they win, the loudest 1 to 3 ever to carry an outbreak to its finale. Please, the loudest ever. 1, 2, 3, Sweet
Then, yeah, you know, and then there was like, oh, okay, they had nothing else to say, like, wow, like, and somehow the new generation, because then the scene was changing, so the olders, they had to give us the respect, but they couldn't control the young generation that they were like, whoa, they started looking up to us, you know, and that created something like to win Outbreak, already first Canadian crew to win Outbreak, and it was the last one, you know, and that was a crazy story too, bro, because you know Fleo has his knee injury, he's breaking like straight leg, and we beat like the biggest guys in the world, like it was big names who we beat that weekend, and it's the B-boy spot, it's the Outbreak, it's that was the jam, that it was the jam of the year, like, you know. So yeah. When we did that, like a lot of like new kids, like they brought it to the next level because they were like, yo, if my people from my hometown win this, like we can win too. Like they just started to believe more in the dream, you know. So I guess at one point the older ones, they just had no choice to give us that respect. But man, like, you know, we Mex help us a lot, because we were sharing that with Mex about saying like, yo, people, we're beefing with people in our hometown and this and that, and he was like, yo guys, like don't create too much enemies like that, because he's like, let's say one day you want to throw a jam, and that was before Skills on Media, like you guys want to throw a jam, nobody's gonna come at your jam if you guys are beefing with like everyone, you know. And there was that thing too, like we were getting bitter about the scene, and we're like, oh yeah, we're the only ones traveling, everybody's hating. So we were like, at one point we're like, oh yeah, our scene is whack. But then we learned, like, I was like, if you say that your own scene is whack, but you're from that scene too, you're not helping nobody, you know. You're part of the problem as well. So and that's cool, because we became more mature, we learned, and then we were like, okay man, honestly bro, like really like that, we switch our mentality, and to give you an example, like it was like just step by step, you know, like going out of practice and not starting the big conversation, but just out of practice, hey, what's up, just say what's up, you know, like hey, peace, or don't have to be the best friends, but just that little, like going out of practice saying what's up is starting to building like slowly. And then maybe, oh, somebody wants a tip, then we were sharing, then somebody was asking a question, hey, when you were out there, did you meet, you know, and slowly like it changed. And of course then, like, you know, like I guess, like I said, we were getting older, and then we throw the jam, and then when we throw the jam, people were happy, and the scene was just like, then the message changed, you know. It was like, if we level up, well, Montreal level ups with us too, you know.
Right.
So but it was not like that. It took time, it took some beef, it took a lot of talk shit and stuff, you know. but now we're here, you know, and it's crazy because we're now like somehow like the veterans coming, you know, because there's a new gen right now and they're killing it, and it's dope because right now there's these two guys from Montreal, Bboy Mass from Styles Corrupt and Bboy Matt Track from Funky Steps crew. So these guys are from our hometown, and they're killing it right now. And it's dope to see that they're like, you know, kind of like keeping our path going, and they're killing it in Toronto as well. Like, yeah, in Toronto too, we had some tension a lot. Like Montreal, Toronto, that was like that. You know? But now again, like, yeah.
Right. I've spoke on that before in previous interviews to the point where like it's not even just breaking. It's the actual cities. It's the tourism. It's the financial district. It's everything is competing when it comes to Montreal and Toronto. There's a million. If anybody wants to go see them, what's the better city? Toronto versus Montreal, and you know, there's 1,000 reasons.
They make it a thing. They make it a thing, but it's just two different cities. Like I enjoy to be in Toronto, like little bit, like a couple of like a week or a weekend, whatever, you know.
but that's it.
No, but the thing is, like, it depends what you're doing there, because Toronto is like the big city, you know. So it depends. Like, and Montreal, even though it is not like that big city, but it's still like, it's more like chilling and people are like more laid back. But it can still be wild. So now being in Finland, I feel blessed because Finland is mellow, you know. So it's not too like that. It's more chill. So when I go back like to Montreal or Toronto, I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, it's more live, whatever. But it's good. I had to balance. If I would have stayed in Montreal, it would have been different for me, I think.
No doubt, man. So, we're in this like Olympic era, which means that, and we're also in the Red Bull team era, the Monster team era. So now you're gonna have kids that are looking at breaking as like a career path, maybe, right?
Yeah.
And so you and your crew and a whole slew generations of b-boys dedicated themselves to this craft. And once it became possible to get flown out to different places and so on and so forth, they started to look at it as a career as well. But you and I both know that in breaking, it's not really a sustainable career path, right? What I want to know is, what is the thought process when you say, you know what, I'm gonna dedicate my life to this breaking, even though I know that it has a very limited return on investment. You see what I'm saying? Because one of my good friends, and just to put it in context, we were talking, and him and I had a very different approach to breaking. Right? My approach was this, because I started breaking later. I was already like 19, because it's like 99, I think, when I started breaking. Right? 98? No, yeah, like 99.
Yeah.
And I was already in the military, so I didn't have that era when breaking could be my primary thing,
Yeah.
where all I had to do was come home, throw my backpack on the ground, and start breaking. You know what I'm saying? So I never had that. So my thing was always, I want to be dope to me, I want to be dope to my peers, and I want to be able to walk into any room where some real b-boys are and walk out with respect. Him, on the other hand, he was like, no, I want to win all the big jams. I want to go all the way around the world. I want to do all these things. And we both accomplished our goal, right? But my thing is, for somebody like him and like you, who are like, no, I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna put everything into this. What is that thought process? Because I don't really know.
Yeah, I know, bro. I mean, it's a tricky answer because, like you say, I think for everybody it's different, and you have to respect that. Like, I don't know, man. Like me, yeah, it's first. I don't know where to start. It's crazy because let's say when I first knew that, okay, I'm gonna just break, it was because there was this competition coming. So this kind of kept me motivated, okay, I'm gonna train for this competition. But because I was breaking and stuff, but then when I met that competition side, it got me something like, yo, I want to go rep or win and stuff like this. Because I was watching a lot of at one point, there was the DVD era. And at one point I was like, yo, I want to be in those DVDs. That was the goal. So that was and then at one point I made it. I was like, okay, so, and then what's next? And, it was something like this. But then, of course, there's life. And in Montreal, it's not that easy to just live out of your dancing. But I mean, in everything, you just have to work hard, and it's cliche to say, but it's just you have to prioritize things, and okay, either you go chill outside or do this, or you go do this because next day you have that. So, but yeah, bro, because I was reaching my goals, but I guess I was loving that at the same time. It was not oh, why am I doing this, But and just I don't know. At one point, I started teaching, and that was a good income. And I was young. I was like, oh, I can teach, oh, damn, okay. Then, bro, I went off there. I'm Monday to Saturday, I was teaching in different school, and I was I'm making money, so it's cool. I can live out of dancing and stuff. But then it was oh, I want to travel, and then, oh, there's the end of the year show. Oh, and I'm in many different schools. I have to say, oh, I cannot be there because I have to be in this studio. And then the next week I'm traveling. I'm like, whoa, this is it was becoming crazy asshole. And I don't know, I always then I start meeting some people I don't know, I met my boy Gadget from Boogie Brats. He's one of I don't know, even though I've been breaking for many years before I met him, I always say he's kind of a mentor because he teach me some first he teach me how to be free with my dance, with everything I know, just how to be free. But at the same time, that life side, because Gadget, he's a father, he has a family, he's a crazy artist with the painting, and he's an amazing breaker too. And he was always yo, I just want to enjoy breaking and not make it like my job, you know.
Right.
So I was like, and it was inspiring to hear that. Then sometimes I was hearing like, yo, I'm a b-boy, like every day 9 to 5 b-boys. Then I was, oh, this is motivating too. But then I'm like, it had to be realistic and stuff. So with Gadget, it inspired me to always have my little side job. And because I got tired of teaching at one point, it was like draining me. And I was having a lot of dope kids, but then I was losing like a little bit of like myself in there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So at one point I stopped, and I even went back to like the adult school to try to get some credits and maybe do some, you know, it was like always like this, like a little bit of on and off, like normal life, go back to the breaking. But like every Wednesday and Sunday I was going to my practices, you know, maintaining, if anything I was still following. And then the internet came and stuff. But yeah, bro, like I had my side jobs, like, and breaking. And then actually when I started having the side job, like I did, like, I don't know, I work at some there was this place, Linen Chest. I was at the back store, it's like some how do you say, furniture for the houses, you know. We were there, like the normal job, like, you know, had my paycheck every 2 Thursday, was good coming. But that was kind of cool because being there, nobody knew I was a b-boy or nothing, you know, like, through the end, but I was keeping it super low key. But then when I was going to my practice or to a jam, I was enjoying even more, you know, because that's more my thing, like, you know. And for me it was good, it was well balanced. And two, when I was teaching, I was definitely not telling the kids just be a b-boy, don't go to school, you know. Like it was like, guys, do your homework. If you want to come back to class, do your homework, be nice in school, you know. So I couldn't contradict myself. I had to be honest with what I was sharing to the kids. And I was on that tip, because I saw it and I felt I was changing lives of those kids, because the parents were coming to me like, hey Vic, since my kid come to your class, he behaves better at home. But that's what breaking does, you know, it brings you discipline and stuff. So yeah, bro, like that b-boy life, like it's not easy, it's not for everyone at the same time, but it's possible, like depending of what you want to do with it, you know. And there's no right or wrong. Like now, like you were saying, there's people, man, they brought it so much just to that, like they did just that they got those sponsors now, but they just do that, like, you know. And respect to that, man, because there's other people and even big names that they're still on that, like in and out, trying to manage. Now I open a studio, okay. But when you do those stuff, you cannot always be like active in the competition. So man, I wish we had that sponsor back then. Like now you have, let's say, Monster and Red Bull, but it would be nice if other brands sponsor, like, you know, those dancers. Like I was making a joke, I'm like, yo, where's the McDonald's sponsor? I'm ready, like I'll rock that McDonald's jersey, you know. Like, but imagine, like, and all that stuff. So but that was jokes between my boys. So yeah, bro. But you know what, like, to be honest and open right now, without being sponsored, I'm living that break life right now. And I'm a father, I have my place, I live in Finland, my son doesn't miss nothing, we're there, like we manage. My wife, which is B-Girl 18, she's a B-Girl, like 100% active.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of her before.
Yeah, probably, like B-Girl 18, like she's one of the most known B-Girl, like you'll
right.
Check it out. Like,
what was her crew called? Was that Flomo?
Yeah.
Okay, no doubt.
Yeah. So think about that, bro. Me and her were like break life right now. We go to practice, like she can go in the morning, or sometimes it's me, or if I go to the gym, and then okay, we have to pick up the kid at this time. Like the past 2 years, our son is 2 years right now, we've been doing that, and we're there, you know, we're doing it, and it's possible, you know. And we're not sponsored, but you know, like we wish we were sponsored, so it would be just more easy. But we're dedicated to our craft, we're dedicated to what we do, and we're dedicated to our lifestyle outside dancing, you know. So it's possible, it's definitely possible. It's not an easy road, but you just have to, like, you know, like it's like that, that's the hustle life somehow. But you know, like, you become like a company, so you just have to like grind your own way. Like right now here, like it's cool because for myself, I'm like doing some shows, you know, like outside the competitions. Sometimes I do shows for this company, and I'm actually working at the YMCA as well in Finland.
So it
And
comes full circle, right? You were talking about the
yeah, yeah,
YMCA in
yeah,
Montreal. Now you're at the YMCA.
bro. And it's crazy because I'm working there as like how do you say, like a facilitator, you know.
Okay.
But so it depends of the moods of the kids, but I can teach breaking that, and someday we're just like gonna play soccer, we're gonna play basketball, there's the little girls, we're gonna do some drawing stuff. So, and I think it's cool, bro, for me, like, you know, I'm enjoying this. And actually I teach as well too. That's cool. That's new. It's new. Like what I'm saying right now about the YMCA and teaching, that's since only September. But I'm happy because I'm like establishing more myself here in Finland, you know. And yeah, bro, just, you know, trying to find all the ways possible so I can still go. And I got my gigs too. Like I have my breaking gigs. Like when you just keep working on your goals, like don't expect nothing, but things come, like everything comes in place, man. Like
Right. If you keep your
trust me,
mind
like,
on it, it's gonna
yeah,
it's gonna happen. If you keep your mind on it and working towards it, it's gonna happen in time. Whether that's real soon, whether it takes a while, or whether it takes a long time. When your mind is focused on it constantly, eventually it's gonna pop.
it does, bro. So that's the little approach about the b-boy life, the choice to say if like am I doing this fully or like, you know. And but that's me, and then other people is different, and that's okay too, you know. Like
Now, something interesting. So you're a Latino, French Canadian, living in Finland. Help us understand this. How do we get to this?
yeah. So quick like that. So my family's from Peru. My both parents immigrate to Canada like now more than 50 years, I would say. And yeah, like then I was born and raised in Montreal, in Brossard, you know. And then through my career, I met my wife, my girl, like my partner, my teammate, you know. Like we have to be a team with the kid. Like yeah, she's my other half, you know. I don't know, like life, bro, life just cross our path. I don't know, like, you know. And it was crazy when we met because I was on a different like tip, and then just I don't know, we connected and we made choices, and now I'm here and we have a beautiful kid. And yeah, I'm here to stay. Like I'm establishing here. I have my residence. I'm, you know, like slowly like making friends. I'm throwing my first jam, which I'm happy about this. Like
Yeah.
in January, I'm throwing my first jam out here. It's like after 3 years being here, even if it's short term, I don't know. It's like for me, it's a way to give back. You know, like to share, like,
Right.
yo, I'm here, and I want to show my approach to the dance, like the way I put a jam is like the way I kind of see the dance a little bit. I mean, I got inspired by my crew, like by like us doing the skillsometer. So I want to bring that touch, like how the vibe was in Montreal. I'm trying to bring this touch here to Finland. So yeah, bro, like I'm here now, and
Right. Right. That's dope. So wait, if your wife does Flomo have an anniversary?
yes, they do. Actually, I never attended, but I think they didn't do it this year because of the COVID, you know. But Flomo anniversary has been going down. Like I've seen footage of that. There's been like big names going there, but Flomo is still here. Like my girl is not in the crew anymore like that for like
Oh,
personal
okay.
reasons and stuff. But I'm cool with some of the members, like my homeboy Hat Solo and Saki one, Oli. So Oli is like a DJ too. Like he's a dope b-boy, but he's a DJ for poppers. Like he's very well known, like in the popping scene. DJ Oli. And yeah. Flomo is doing their own thing, man. Like yeah, they're doing their own thing. They're like older, like, you know. So like everybody's busy doing their own thing. And then you have the new generation coming up. And actually, there's a jam this weekend organized by this big girl as well, called Ramona. I don't know if you know Ramona. You heard of her?
I've never heard of her.
Yeah. But yeah, she has her squad. There's this like association here. They're doing a jam, and actually they invite me to judge, which is dope. And tomorrow I take the train tomorrow, and we go to. It's gonna be nice to have a jam. There hasn't been much jams here since the COVID, so this should be a good one. It's gonna be nice to see the scene a little bit come together. And
no doubt, man, no doubt. And so we talked about we just kind of brushed over the skillsometer, right?
yeah.
And you're saying that you were kind of wanting to use it. Eventually, it became like a mirror for outsiders to come into the Montreal scene. Tell us about how you developed that, and what was your thought process when you were putting that together? And you guys are up to like 8 or 9 or something like that, right? It's been around for a while.
Actually, this was our 8th edition. We skipped like 1 year or 2 years. Like at one point, it was just like draining us, you know. Like it's a lot of work to organize jam, bro. Like it's time, it's money, it's work. Like it's stress a little bit, you know. And there's many things that come in play. But yeah, bro, Skillsometer started like over the phone with Fleo, you know, like by going to Florida, we were like seeing outbreaks. So we kind of got inspired by that. We're like, yo, we should bring some kind of jam like this, but in Montreal. And in the beginning, like Max One was giving us a lot of tips, you know, like little ideas, like how should we do that and this. And it's crazy. Fleo was literally like writing everything in the paper. We didn't have phones at the time.
He's taking notes like class.
Yeah. Actually, Max did an article on us. He did an article on the B-Boy spot, and it was like Skillsometer, the next big thing, he called it. And for us, it was like, whoa. And there's a picture there, like Fleo writing with the pencil, and it's a nice article. For us, it was a huge honor to be presented by Max, you know, and the B-Boy spot. But yeah, bro, over the phone, actually, Fleo came with that idea. I was like, this is such a dope name, like Skillsometer, you know, like, and yeah, bro, like, it started from scratch, you know. Just we tried to think of like a nice little venue, you know. We were like, okay, let's find something nice, like with a good vibe. I don't know. That was, you know, it was really like, we were like, not just like, oh, let's do a jam, but we were like precocious with every little details, like timing, music, the judges. Like we were trying to like versatilize the judges, so there's no bias things, and judges that we felt like they were never getting called sometimes, you know, like without hating or nothing. But for us, it was just our vision, like, yo, what about this and that, and yeah, like then the first edition, it was dope. It was a good turnout, and we had a little after party, you know. I was like, okay, we have to, you know, we were like organizers mode, but we were just like B-boys. And when we did the first Skillsometer, we were still like quite young. It was like, I think 2011. But like, you know, just like little nerds like doing jam, but it was dope. It was dope because everybody had a good time. And that was, you know, that was the success. Everybody was like, yo, this was dope. No, 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 no.
So it was supported by the scene since day one.
Yes. Even though it was crazy because it became like a build-up. Then the next edition, we wanted to do bigger. We find a better venue. And then we went more like international. And then it was really like, this was really from our pocket, bro. There was no grant or no support. I think we did like 5 skillsometer coming from our pocket. And until the 5, we had people like Casper, you know, we had people like Lego, like Luigi, like Lean Rock. Like we had big names, and those names, like they never come to Montreal. Like, but at the time, like if I remember well, like the people we started to bring, it was their first time being in Montreal. So already that was huge. Like, you know, like it changes the scene. When you bring a new character in the scene, it's like, whoa, like
right.
And
not to you know, not to keep saying this because I've said this in multiple interviews. Once you get to Montreal, to me the city sells itself. Like the return. Once you hit Montreal for the first time, the second trip is inevitable. You coming back.
Yo, I feel you, bro. I feel you. Like honestly, we were finding, you know, when I say about the venue, it was not only the venue itself, but the location, you know. So like before the jam, people could walk around that street. Like we did one time was Saint Laurent Street, and it's like, you know, Saint Laurent, you've been there, okay? So,
yeah, I've been to Montreal multiple times.
Okay, bro. So you know, Saint Laurent Street, like you're chilling, eating, blah blah blah, and we were doing it around May mostly, so the weather was perfect. And then you go inside the people come before, so they're already having a good time. That when they go to the jam, even if it was like competition wise, man, everybody was just bugging out and not taking it too serious. But then of course, like when it's time to give it, they give it. But it was like that, bro. And yeah, we were making sure of that at least. Like, okay, like, yo, you're gonna hang out with those people. Like our staff, it was our friends, you know, literally from members. Like we chill with them, and for them they were happy. Like, yo, bro, you're gonna chill with Bboy Luigi today. You cool with that? I'm like, oh sure. Like, but their homies, they were chill and they were just like, okay, well, I'm gonna bring him in what I do today. Like, let's say, like, okay, so and they were having a blast and
yeah.
You know, then I was like, yo, you good? Everything's okay. Yo, bro, we're out here, and then oh, nice. And then other people.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. It was like this, bro. Like,
that's crazy. I started going to Canada like around the same time I started breaking, so it was like 99.
Okay.
And I've been going like since then, right? And but I didn't get to Montreal until my 30s. That was the first time I went to Montreal. And that was the first trip I've ever been on in life where when I got on the plane to come home, I was legit sad. I was like, I really have to go home. Like in my mind, I was like, I just want to go home, grab my family and get right back on the plane and go back. I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to go back to Arizona. Like for real. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. And yeah, so but yeah, Montreal summertime, I don't know anywhere that can beat it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
You know about Tam Tam, right?
Huh?
The Tam Tams, you know the place where the statue.
Oh yeah, the park. On Sundays, right?
Yes. We were always bringing our guests there after, you know.
Yeah, that's like a crazy thing to see. Just like an energy that I don't know where you would have to go to get an energy like that, but I haven't been there yet. No doubt. All right. Vicious, you know what I'm saying? You've given props to your city. You talked about how you guys went from being hated to loved. And this next question might push you a little bit back more to hated because you're going to have to leave. You can't say everybody. Somebody's going to have to get left off the list. The list that I'm talking about. I need a 5 man or woman Canada all-decade team for the 2000s. So the year 2000 to 2009. Damn, 2000 to 2009. Who are your top 5 influential Canadians that was repping for the land?
Okay, I'm not gonna put myself in that, right? It's like
no, don't put yourself. We'll make you 6. Always you always number 6. So you good. You on all the lists already.
Decades. Okay, because 2000 2009. That's a hard one, but I'll have people. So let's say. Okay, so Tiger. you know?
Okay,
Because
B-Boy
2000
Tiger.
was there in 2006, so I don't know about before, you know?
Okay.
So Tiger, Zig.
I hit 'em hard like fire. So take your hand and fold. It's a solo control, and no one grabs a hold. You got something to say before it's told. If you're speaking on me, you better hablo Espanol. Cause I ain't trying to have none of the penny any mumble jumble kick yak. You better get back and clear the way when you see me coming through. Back up and bow. Enough respect, dude. Enough respect, dude.
Bboy Zig. And then I would have to say, damn, that's a hard one in between. It depends of the style. Let me say B-Boy Decoy.
Decoy. Okay. Now, are you giving me all Montrealers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
No, but it's true. But like, still, like, yeah. If I think like Canada,
Same three still.
same three still for now.
Okay.
I mean, because yeah, Boogie Brass, like they kind of stopped at that time, you know. Because of course I would say Migos. Migos would have been the first. But then I would say Lost Child. But Lost Child was from Ottawa. So then he moved to Montreal. But Bboy Lost Child. So now I have 4.
That's 4.
Damn, and then 2009.
Yeah, 2000 to 2009. So we got the 4 you named, and then of course you. But you still need one more.
Damn, who was that like heavy killer like this in 2009? So just to give respect, yeah, go ahead.
When was Dizzy? What about Dizzy?
Yeah, Dizzy was there, but he wouldn't be on my list. Like,
Oh, he wouldn't be on you. Okay, my bad. Hey,
no, but yeah, Dizzy was there from Toronto.
but your personal
yeah, it
list,
was not the same approach. We didn't have the same approach of the style, you know, like.
Okay.
But no disrespect like that. I'm just like thinking, I'm like, damn.
Hey man, this is your list, man. It's not. It's
Yeah,
your
yeah,
opinion.
exactly. It's
So
like
you got 4. We need
I
one
would
more.
send. That's the list that I'm sending international, you know.
No doubt.
But damn man, the last one. Let's say okay, Bboy Rocket from Red Mask.
Okay, Rocket from Red Mask.
That would be actually a crazy squad. From if all of them are on their prime. So I said Tiger, I said Bboy Zig, I said Decoy, Lost Child, and Rocket. That would be a crazy squad. If
That
they
would be-
hit that, they would be
wow.
like crazy. I know not much people know, but if they would see that, they would be like, damn, these guys were nasty. Like,
Crazy. Okay, so we got the 2000s team. Now we need the 2010s team. 2010
it's not over.
to 2019. 2010 to 2019.
Okay. That they brought
And
it like.
you're already in, so you don't count. You already on the list. You plus 5.
But what about my crew?
Right?
Yeah.
If that's who you think should be on there, man, I'm not here to dictate. I'm here to listen.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, 2010, I have to put Fleo.
Okay.
Fleo for sure. Promo for sure. Because this kid, they changed their game, bro. When they got done in Sweet Taking 2008, the rest of those years they changed it, like they flipped it.
Wow.
But yeah, so Fleo and Promo, that's for sure. And then 2019, right?
Yep. 2010 all the way up to 2019. Anybody?
Okay. Then I would say D-Mat, B-Boy D-Mat.
D-Mat, okay. Where's he from?
Yes. He's from Montreal too. He's from a city called Laval, but he's from our hometown.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a heavy hitter, actually. He's really dope. One of my favorite. D-Mat. Then, of course, Mas.
Yeah. Stop, corrupt. Woo! Mas. Let's go. Nice. Chill.
Actually, Mas and D-Mat are in the same crew. They were the upcoming after us. So Fleo, Promo, D-Mat, Mas, Mat Track.
Mad Track.
That's 5, right?
That's 5.
Yo, that's another squad.
That's dope. But I gotta ask, why all around your area? Is it just because like a style preference?
That's funny to say, right? I mean,
right. You didn't have any Calgarians. You didn't have any Torontonians. Any Edmonton. You know, I mean, those are just the bigger cities. But you didn't have anybody.
Yeah,
any of those
maybe I would be biased from the style. I would say, because like, but at the same time, it's like for me, in my opinion, is like the international level. You know, like. If I'm about to send you to the States or to the international level, like with this squad, is like, in my opinion, like it's to go like kill it and not just like, oh, I made it top 32, but it was nice experience, you know.
Right.
But I don't want to like over talk and nobody, but like you know, like at one point, like there was when we were killing it at that time, other people from Canada, they were not getting there, you know. So we kind of made a statement on that. that when Montreal was there, is like, you know, like there's not people from Toronto that did what we did, and not much people from the West Coast that did what we did. But later on, kind of came later on, because now and you're asking me the years too. So if I would say later on, like let's say after like 2019 going up, then you had maybe mostly like then you had like Bboy Ills. You know, that he brought it to that like level that when he went out there, it was like to win and not just to like, oh, I was there and take a picture, something like this. So Bboy Ills brought it to that next level. Bboy Sticks.
Nah, I got one more. Woo! Hey. Woo! Hey.
So Bboy Sticks brought it to that level as well.
Wait. Before you get too far into that, so you basically making a 2021, like who looking forward, who would be there? Is that what we're doing? Okay, so we got Ills and Sticks.
Okay, yeah. Then you have Phil Wizard.
Hey, il est dangereux, il a pas raté une fois, frère.
The Wizard.
Il n'en a pas mis une seule à côté, frère. Ah, yeah. Oh, Canada.
Red Bull 51, finally.
Let
your backbone going on stages, name rings a bell from state to state, province to province. You can't escape his radius of margin. Roots and margin, blowing away like he's still charged. Off the power of the
okay. Obviously, he killed it at the Red Bull.
Right.
And then you have three brothers, the Colante brothers. So these guys are from Ottawa, but they moved to Toronto. For me, they're killing it right now too. Like, so there's Jason, Mark, and Jerick. So these are three brothers. So, and it's crazy because they've been on the come up for a while, but I feel now that they have established like their name. Yeah.
Wait, did one of those brothers win that? There's a jam in Ottawa. I don't know if it's the House of Paint. Was one? Is one of them the House of Paint champ?
Yes.
That kid's dope.
Yes. So he's that new face right now. Jason, that's Jason. And that year it was the Battle of the Year qualifier. They mixed it. It was like a collab.
How did he do over there?
He did good. I think he top 8, top 16, but he went like he beat some big name, I think, and then he lost to a big name, but he lost to this guy Pac, but it was kind of close. But it was kind of close. I saw the battle. I was like, it could have kind of go either way. But maybe I have to rewatch it. Maybe, but I remember.
Pac has a better brand name, I guess, and not to say that they were being biased or anything, but
I know what you mean.
When it's equal, you're like, well, Pac's earned. You know what I'm saying? And I hate when it comes down to that. But
It shouldn't though. It shouldn't. But it should be like,
right. But when you don't have a real, not to cut you off, my bad. But when you don't have a real judging system of how you're looking at it, and it's just kind of like left or right, it's gonna keep that kind of a unintentional bias in it,
No, I feel you, bro. Totally. But yeah, man, that would be my other. But that's 6 already, right? So I said even though it's not different style, even if it's different style, like at the end of the day, like I learned through the time, like you just have to give respect where it's due, and like put all the ego aside and stuff, and when somebody's putting the work, you have to respect that. And at the end, like we all want that. Like these guys are like they're down for the competition, and so we are, and it's just like, yeah, sometimes they win, sometimes we win and stuff, and like there's like, I don't know, but no hate like that, like but you were asking me my list, the years I was really following, like who killed it through in that years, and nowadays, like, but yeah.
No doubt. Hey man, those are solid teams, like you said. These you talking about top 8 at a competition, maybe even semis at a competition. So yeah, no, for sure, I feel you. Now the last thing I want to get into, and again, man, thank you so much for your time, is that you are the director at Breaking Canada. Right?
Yeah.
What exactly is that organization? Is that like is that the Canadian equivalent to the USA Breaking that we have here, or no?
No, not like I wouldn't compare it, because I think it was a little bit different what USA Breaking did, but now it's like USA Dance. I think it's a little bit confusing. But like there was one before. I think I don't know exactly what happened, but I think it didn't go so well. But what's happening right now, I think it's going well. They're on the better path right now. But yeah, bro. Overall, like Breaking Canada, basically it's our little like non-profit organization that we did, because so at one point I got approached by the federations to be involved, to be like a consultant for the breaking part of like going to the Olympics and all stuff.
Right.
In
now,
Canada.
when you just to clarify, now when you say the federation, you talk about the World Dance Sport Federation, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
WDSF,
so you're dealing with the real organization that's getting the people there. Okay.
Yes. So it's funny because I was like, at the time I recently moved to Finland, and I don't like I'm establishing here, and then I received this email, and it's like, yo, we would like you to be part, which you would like to, and they asked me and Phil Wizard, and I guess we got that connection through our rep, because we were kind of repping a lot worldwide, and that was that kind of thing is like the World Dance Sport Federation. So they were like, oh, who's the image from Canada? So I think they thought, oh, Vicious and Phil Wizard.
Right.
Then,
you guys are definitely ambassadors for your country.
Yeah, stuff like this, So that's, I guess, how we got that position. And then, of course, I didn't say yes right away. I was like, wait, what's this? Like, can I do that and stuff? And then as the organizer from Skillzometer, I automatically thought about Fleo, like, oh, maybe I can involve him. And then me and Phil, we started thinking about somebody else, which it was Jeff Reyes. So Jeff is like I mean, he breaks. He just less competitive, but he used to break more before, and now he's more into organizing jams in Toronto. So this guy's from Toronto, and he has organized like really dope events. I have to take off my hats for him because him too. You know, he has a family, he's a father figure and everything, and he has his side, like he has his work, you know, and then on the side he does all these events for breaking and stuff. And sometimes I know people can be like a little bit judgmental just because he doesn't break so much nowadays, and he's like, oh, why him, da da da. But man, like he's doing things that whoever has break for many years he wouldn't be able to do, like just because he has been breaking for many years, you know, like so me and Jeff were the director of Breaking Canada. We had Fleo and Phil involved as well, but they kind of stepped back for personal reasons. But of course, like Fleo is my crew, and I can always like hit him up for like some advice and stuff. But you know, that's the thing, bro, because we're doing this thing a lot from our own time. Like we're not getting paid. Like people think we're getting paid. Like, man, I wish like if this was a job, like I would have a normal job. Like the things we have done to work with the federations and like creating Breaking Canada, it was actually to protect ourselves, you know. So Breaking Canada is like the bridge between the federation and the community, you know. So we can show that we're like professional, let's say, you know, and like that, like and stuff like this. So and with Breaking Canada, we can approach like some art grant, you know, because if we just say like, hey, we're a new sport, we need money from the art, or like, hey, we're an art council, we don't like support sports.
Right.
So,
we're not
you
giving
know,
money to the soccer team or the baseball
exactly,
team.
they'll be like, no. So it's good that we have Breaking Canada because we're like, hey, like, you know, like, and then how we use it, that's our thing. But of course, we have to present. It's like it's many paperwork, bro. So when that thing of Olympic came, a lot of, you know, there was a lot from every country. A lot of OGs were coming like, yo, I should be involved. I should be involved. Like, of course, you guys like should be involved, but it's not like, and everybody's like, okay, how much I get paid if I have to do this for the federation? Like, nah, you cannot approach that like this. Like, already the federations are bitter to work with us because they're like, why we have to work with breakers? Like people from the federation, they're dancers as well, and they're like ballroom dancers. And like, without not just being facts, just saying facts without like taking any credits or no disrespect, but they were a little bit like mad that, oh, why breaking is going to the Olympics and why not ballroom? And why now you're telling us, oh, we need to work with breakers, like, you know. So it's like,
Yeah, I think there's a level of jealousy because they've tried multiple times to get in, and they probably in the back of their mind see themselves as a more prestigious dance than ours.
yes.
But they can't get in without us, and they're like, why we got to use these guys to get in? Why can't we just do it ourselves? Well, history has proven you can't. So now you're with us. What you gonna do?
No, exactly. And honestly, bro, for me, I understand them. I'm like I understand how you guys can feel, but don't be like bitter with us. Like you know, like, I mean, I understand you. You guys should understand us too. Like we've been living this for so many years. Like I said, I'm not judging like the dance itself. Like I respect all the dances, but they shouldn't judge our dance as well. Like say, oh, why breaking is not serious? Like, man, it's so serious. Like as much as ballroom must be serious for you guys, you know, like, so, but yeah, bro. So, man, so far for Canada is going well. You know, we've been like working a lot with them for our free time, but now like there was this thing coming. So right now, every competition that's been happening around the world, nothing really counts for the Olympics yet.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah,
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. No, maybe you were gonna say something that I already know, but there's been some jams that they say, oh, the road to the Olympics starts here, and they've been winning medals and stuff. Like, it doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Wow.
Like it's gonna start counting, I think 2022, which is coming, or maybe even 2023. There's gonna be like same thing, like maybe different like platforms, but it's gonna be like well set. Like you have to go through the federation. If you haven't become a member, if your event is not recognized by the membership of the federation, you're
ain't
not
happening.
It ain't happening. Nothing is happening. So, and even us, we have done 2 qualifiers in Canada, and the winners, they're going to next week World Finals, the World Dance Sport Federation World Championship in Paris. So we have
now, is that for the Olympics or no?
That's not for the Olympics.
Okay.
That's just like a stat, like that. That's just like a normal competition, but about in like within the federations, you know.
Right. So then it's like that European Championship that happened some months ago in Russia.
Yes. But now it's the world.
Okay. Now,
yeah. So, but all this is related. It's related to what's going for the Olympics, but it doesn't mean you're going to the Olympics. You just, but you're because even though like let's say in the Olympics, any sports, they have those games outside the Olympics, because you know Olympics every 4 years, but between those 4 years there's like little events that you create stats kind of, and then at one point to that main event they're gonna go reach those stats. I'm like, okay, who's been killing it? So then then there's this event with all the big killers through the 4 years, and then from there whoever wins that is gonna like start the road, either go right away. That's another part, bro. Like we're still not there yet, but we don't even know how it's gonna work. If they're gonna send like countries, I even heard some just continent, and I'm like, what? Like, are we gonna be mixed with America and all? You know, like,
and I heard that, like, because it's gonna be 16 spots. Am I wrong?
Something like this.
Yeah, I heard that it's not guaranteed that every country that's doing that's a part of, we'll call it the circuit, right? So every country, just because you're a part of the World Dance Sport Federation circuit, that doesn't guarantee that your country will even be in the Olympics. Like,
that's the thing, bro. It's true.
Right. From what I heard, let's just say, just for the just for an example, let's say that 8 Canadians were just the tops. It could be 8 Canadian people in the Olympics and then 8 others. Is this from your knowledge? Is this true? Like, if you go to the world, whatever the final one is, where they actually pick the people, is it true that countries could have multiple slots versus just one per country?
I'm not sure exactly like that, but for sure, like not like that, like 8 Canadians, like that, like I honestly think there's not gonna be much like from country. I feel like we're just gonna be, I think from what I heard the last time, because it's like this, bro, it changes, and even, I'm not trying to be like not say the things, because it's really where we at right now. Like I think we can just send like 1 guy, 1 girl from Canada only, so 2 people only. But then, are we gonna be mixed with North America? Like, you know, so then it's like, I thought it was only our country and not continent, you know. So then, and even for Europe, like let's say, like there's so many people in Europe, like, and Olympic is an Olympic country, you know, like with the flag. So it's like right now it's a little bit confusing, and there's many things like this, but at least we're building a Team Canada, you know, like the proper way, and not just speaking like, oh, you should be, which I wish we could do, but we can't really do it, you know. But at one point we're gonna be able to do that if we have like a paper that describes why this person can be national team, and that's what we're working on. So, because it sucks for somebody that's been like putting work for so many years, and tell him like, yo, wait, you're not national team, because we need to make it fair for everybody. And then you have this lucky upcoming guy that wins that qualifier. He got lucky that day, and then he goes to the World Finals, he loses first round, and then it's like, it was good experience at that time. It's not this anymore, you know. And it sucks for the guy that has the fully experience, that he could have went farther, but we had to be fair. So yeah, it's like all this is like, we're working on that to make it like square and fair for everyone, and that's why, like, you know, like I said, we're the bridge, so there's no hate from the scene and there's no hate from the federation, but it goes between us, and we have to stay chill. Like sometimes I have to stay calm because I see like the comments and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, you guys have no idea what we go through. So we have to
I don't mean to cut.
But yeah,
I don't mean to cut you off. Sorry about that. It's just a question that popped in my head while we're talking.
He's got something. Wow. Air flares. Oh, freeze at the end of it as well. Both men showing great musicality. A variety of moves.
And I'd say Phil Wizard has the performativity down pat.
All right, Vicious, here we go. Now, real question.
Yeah.
Based on what you know about the international scene, right, and the international skill level, can Canada realistically medal in a breaking Olympics one-on-one?
Yeah. Honestly, I feel it, bro. Yes, I have to give props to Phil Wizard, because I somehow I have I believe in what he can do. Like, and I mean, of course, even the best can lose. Like, even the best can have a bad day, and then you thought like, oh yeah, he was gonna win, and then boom. You never know what can happen. That's for sure, and it's gonna depend on the judging. Like, that's for sure. So you never know. But like, thinking about like, yeah, Phil can have even Mas, if he push even harder. It's just Mas is on the upcoming now, but Phil is kind of being like killing all the big one-on-ones. Like, before COVID, he was winning all the big one-on-ones, and he was invited in all, like, in one-on-ones. It's hard, like 2-on-2, 3-on-3 is different. But Phil has made a big statement in the international in one-on-ones. And especially this year at the Red Bull finals, he went to the finals. He almost won. So, and that was an international big high level. So if you ask me, like, without being biased, just because I'm from Canada, I think, yeah, Phil could bring back a medal back home, if it's one of his days, for sure. And actually, in the B girls, when in 2018 there was the Youth Olympic, and we had a silver medalist, and it was from Canada, big girl Emma.
Show some love. Now let's get down to business. Yee! Let's go. Red Bull BC1 Cypher Canada final. Musicality. Hey. Going in. Hey. Check the story out. Woo. Hey.
Yeah, she's a young girl. Like, she's I think 19. But yeah, big girl Emma, she was a silver medal, if I'm right, if not silver or bronze, but I think it was silver. But yeah, she brought it home, and it was the Youth Olympics. It was like there was Japan, Russia, there was like France. Like, yeah, it was an international. So yeah, man, like, there's very good potential in Canada. And that's just a few right now in the national team, like, actually Emma is going to be in Paris as well. She won the qualifier. So that's just a few. Canada has a strong talent. I think some people are down for that. That's what they want. And it's okay. It's not for everyone. We're doing this platform so Canada can be able to go. But it's not only that in Canada, like, you have Skillzometer that I don't think we're going to like collab like this with the like national stuff, like, I think we're gonna keep, like, because we could have made that, the winner of Skillzometer goes to the Federation Jam, like, but I think we're gonna keep it separately to have their own thing, and then you're gonna have those jams for the Federation, for the Olympics, and then you're gonna have the other jams too, like, just like for other kind of vibes and energy, so. No, yeah, on the reals, not to be biased, I think Canada has good potential for a gold medal. No jokes. But you never know.
Like you said, it all comes down, at times it comes down to who's on fire that day. You know what I'm saying? So, no doubt. The last thing I want to ask you is, so we're going into this Olympic era. It's right around the corner. Like you said, the points are going to be starting to get counting, maybe even in 22, which is a month or and a half away, you know. How do we ensure in an organization that is like has a history of corruption, the Olympics, right? How do we ensure that at least our sport has the highest chance of being as unbiased and fair to the potential competitors as possible?
I mean, you mean like when the like how the like in general, or like when they how they're gonna choose the winner or something like that?
Yeah, just in general, like as you know, you're involved with the actual Olympic process. You know what I'm saying? Partnering with the World Dance Sport Federation. Like just in your own mind, what needs to be done? What measures do we need to take as a culture to reduce as much as possible those biased opinions or like any kind of corruption that could seep in? Because like you said earlier, as soon as the Olympics was announced, everybody was like, yo, I should be there. How much I'm gonna get paid? You know what I'm saying? And as soon as a lot of people come in with that mentality, when you come in with the how much am I gonna get paid mentality, that also means you can be paid off. You see what I'm saying? So like what do you think the various countries need to do? Because it's being run by every country is mostly being run by their most involved dancers, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, basically.
So what do you think needs to be done? Like in your mind, what's an idea that could be brought to the table to just make it as fair as possible and as unbiased as possible?
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, it's a tricky one, but because you know, like besides like the road to the Olympic, let's say, like we haven't developed much with Canada dance sport on that tip, but I'm low key involved too. I was there, but I kind of stepped back because I put other people in charge. I was involved too with Dance Sport Quebec. And what was cool in Quebec, they were more open arms. They were like, hey, we want to help you guys, the breakers. And what's cool is like in Dance Sport Quebec, there's already like, they already have a foot in like some dance sports studies, you know? So like they already have like some sports studies of ballroom and stuff. And they were saying that they want to put breaking now. So like those kind of like new doors, more the culture side of it. Like I feel because breaking is now recognized like as a sport, it can open those new doors for the community overall. And whoever wants to be involved in a certain way, like, and they don't really want to be really involved with the Olympics, but they kind of be involved, like, or OGs, we can place them there, like, hey, like maybe, you know, for some, like, I don't know, conference, or like, let's talk about equity, or like, let's talk about like, you know, like the next generation, like, and the culture, like, or what hip hop has done. And so that I think would be nice in the future. That I was saying that imagine in the future, you send your kid to the school, and like in the morning has a math, science class, and after lunch he's gonna have his breaking class. And it's not just about the moves, but it's like some, I don't know, maybe some like about the culture and stuff. Like that would be nice, you know. And then so that would be something that would open doors, and then I think everybody would feel more involved than just like, oh, there's 3 people like helping to do events for the Olympics. But there's really more than that. Like honestly, I know there's gonna be more. And actually something else, it would be nice in the future that us breakers, girls or guys, they're literally inside the board of the federations and not just only consultants, you know?
Right.
So in the future, like this, like, then you don't have to tell somebody from the ballroom, hey, you need to work with breakers. You can go straight to the source. Hey, B-boy, na-na-na, or bigger, na-na-na, let's work on the next project. And you have breakers on the board, literally. And then maybe that would be their work. I don't know, like, I don't know where it really can be the play. But of course, if you're teaching in the high school, that's you're gonna have your payment there as a teacher in the high school. So I guess that's where it's gonna be like the payment parts. But it's crazy, bro, because the people from the federation we've been working, some of them, they say like it's all voluntary work as well. is they do that because they love ballroom and they're retired of their old jobs and now they do that, you know. So I don't know until like how much is true, whatever, but that's what everybody's been saying so far. So I'm like, I mean, I guess like us a little bit too, like when you put the time to go practice, when you pay your flight and stuff, like sometimes I remember my friends were like, hey, you're rich, like you're traveling. I'm like, yo, before I used to work my ass off to be able to pay that flight and nothing is given, you know, nothing is given. So, and they're like, why you do this? You're not even getting paid. But that's how you start at one point. So let's see. But I would say that, bro, like that to like you were saying, make it fair and all this. I think it's gonna be more the culture side of it, and not just even though it's like because going to the Olympics, going to the Olympics for me is like the evolution of a competition, but it's not the evolution of breaking for me.
No,
you know,
not at
like,
all.
you know, it's just the evolution of that aspect when the first person that did a competition, well, look, now the competition is going to the Olympics. But you know, and I don't think like I said that the other time, like breaking is going to the Olympic because it was a thing already, but it's not gonna become doper because of the Olympics, you know. Like yes, people are gonna hear more about it, but it's going to the Olympics because breaking is dope already, you know. So and like I said, like it's not the evolution of breaking. That's not it. It's just the evolution of competition. But there's so many more like aspect and areas of breaking culture that I think that's the other side that's gonna open. Because when people are gonna be interested, okay, so what's breaking? You know, like where does it come from? Then what's the community and the culture, and then can come in and like, hey, like we're gonna go tell our OGs like, yo, do you want to go talk at this conference? No. We can Breaking Canada we can connect that, and maybe, bro, at one point I can just like, hey, I'm done with Breaking Canada. I did my part. I don't want to be the director anymore. I don't know, you know. Let's see. Like, it's enough of my free time. Like, before I get some different position, but that's not the goal right now. You know, right now it's like I'm kind of enjoying what I'm doing. It's cool to be in that position. At first, I was not sure. Now I'm like, okay. But I'm so deep in it that it's hard to step back now. Like I want to finish what I started, but it's funny because I don't know when does it finish. Like, is it when they have the gold medal or honestly, after the Olympics, I'll see. You know, I'll see what it is. Like after the 2024, whoever wins the medal, whatever, I'll see where I see myself. What's the new doors? Like and that, I guess that would be like my how do you say, finish line, you know, and then try to see where I go.
It might be like when you were telling me earlier in the conversation when you first threw Skillzometer. As soon as it was over, you were like, wow, now that I see what it's like, well, maybe we can do this now and we can do that now. And that it might lead to just more ideas of how to make it better. You know what I'm saying? And make it just a better entity and kind of make the path to the Olympics even more clear and to the people who want to take that path. You know what I'm saying? Like everything just becomes more established. But dope, man. There it is. Bboy Vicious.
We did it, bro.
We did it. Beyond the Cypher, episode 30. Flow on Ice. Vicious from Montreal by way of Helsinki, Finland. When people say it's cold as hell, that's what they talking about. Helsinki. Nice kidding. But again, man, thanks so much for your time, bro. The stories were great. I think you have been the most insightful as far as this path to the Olympics because you're so, you know, intimately involved as far as your country. So thanks for dropping those jewels on us, man. I'm gonna have to make it to a Skillzometer, man. That's what it sounds like.
We wanna make it like a proper one now. No more COVID, just like the real vibe. You will like it.
Oh, and like I told you, the city has already sold me. So as soon as, you know what I'm saying? So I would just come anyway. You know what I'm saying? But definitely want to check it out, man. Meet you guys in person. You know, kick it with you guys. Just see the vibe of how you know, the get down of the scene and everything. Yeah, man. So we're gonna leave you with our traditional words of peace.
Yo, thanks, bro. Thanks for everything. It was dope. Beyond the Cypher, big shout out to you, and yeah, let's keep in touch. Peace.
Je vous donne la règle que vous devez écrire à l'examen. S'il le faut, faites-vous un crochet. Donc, la règle, participe passé s'accorde en genre et en nombre avec le nom. Soulignez cette partie-là.
Au début, il y avait de la bataille entre les Noirs et les Blancs, comme la dernière bataille à l'école entre Noirs et Blancs. Puis les Noirs ont gagné, bien sûr. Puis maintenant qu'il y a quel break, ils viennent nous demander, les Blancs viennent nous demander comment tu fais ça, bien les gugus de même, là. Ils nous demandent, peux-tu nous apprendre, tu connais Michael Jackson, tu ressembles à Michael Jackson. Puis, ouais, parce que tu sais, moi, je ressemble à Michael Jackson. Il manque juste le curl, mais ça fait rien. Eh ben, les Noirs, il y a une entente entre les Noirs et les Blancs maintenant, c'est tout.
Bon, moi, le racisme, là, pour moi, c'est quelque chose de... qui existe presque pas, quoi. Ça a commencé, ça fait pas mal longtemps, quoi. Depuis que les Blancs, ils allaient chercher les esclaves en Afrique, là. Puis, tout le monde a sa liberté, il n'y avait pas d'affaire à les encager, quoi. Si j'aurais été dans ce temps-là, je sais pas ce que j'aurais fait, mais... Puis en tout cas... Puis maintenant, aux États-Unis, là, c'est les Noirs qui font la loi dans des quartiers. Fait qu'ils s'en vont de plus en plus en hauteur. Et depuis la popularité des chanteurs noirs, des chanteuses, puis du breakdancing, je trouve que les Blancs, ils sont plus... comment encore? Rapprochés avec nous autres, quoi. Ils nous demandent des choses, comment faire, puis...
Moi, je suis pas d'accord avec les autres. Ça dépend des fois, mais moi, je suis pas d'accord. Vous comprenez? Mais c'est que... Bon, le racisme, là, bon... Il y en a qui ont dit à cause de la danse, les Blancs sont moins racistes. Moi, je trouve pas. C'est qu'il y en a qui sont racistes, il y en a qui sont pas racistes. Ceux qui sont racistes, là, ça commence par leur famille, tout ça. Les familles sont racistes, puis les autres, ils sont racistes, les autres avec. Mais d'après moi, là, le racisme, là, je m'en fous pas mal. Parce que y a un blanc arrive, il m'a dit hey, Auguste, sale négro, tout ça. Je m'en fous, moi. Je peux en dire, moi aussi. Admettons, il m'a dit sale négro. Si je vois, je peux pas le taper. Il dit, moi, depuis que Séraphin est là, je parle pas de personne. Tu me touches, il appelle Séraphin, puis il te touche. Quelqu'un arrive là, admettons, il m'a dit, hey, sale nègre. J'ai dit, hey, sale blanc, toi, avec si il est fâché. Ah ouais, il court sur Auguste, arrête ta petite langue. Je m'en fous. Admettons, là, s'il y a personne pour me défendre, s'il est grand, j'ai mon ceinturon, tout ça. Mon matraque, tout. Pas de personne, moi, depuis que mon ceinturon il est là. C'est que j'ai pas besoin d'avoir peur des blancs.